A tribute to Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Justice of the Supreme Court and women's rights icon. 32 facts in her honor. To any woman who has had a credit card in their name, leased or bought a property, or consented to their own medical treatment, you owe it to one woman, along with others who joined her in the fight for women's rights. I'm talking about the one and only Notorious R.B.G, the legendary Ruth Bader Ginsburg. On September 18, 2020, we lost the woman who opened up so many opportunities for women of today's society and beyond. As a part of Generation Z, I often have to reflect and make sure I'm not taking them for granted. Discrimination on the basis of sex doesn't weigh nearly as heavy on my life as it would have years ago.
People like Susan B. Anthony, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, and Harriet Tubman, I stand on the shoulders of those brave people.
Many of my rights that I've grown accustomed to are owed to her tremendous progress in regards to the law. And although the movement for gender equality continues to be a long journey, she made many a step. The amount of respect and graciousness I have towards Ruth Bader Ginsburg is immeasurable. I'm sure I speak for many women and others in saying that she was an icon in all forms of the word. As a woman, I wish I had the chance to talk to RBG, although the number of thanks I owe her could have never been expressed in words. If you were to take anything away from this article, let it be this. Ginsburg once said, "My mother told me to be a lady, and for her, that meant be your own person, be independent. Regardless of what you may be told, stand up for what you believe in, no matter how difficult it is. We are far from complete equality, but the fight does not end here. We owe it to RBG to continue her legacy." In her honor, no pun intended, here are 32 facts on Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Number 1. RBG's birth name is Joan Ruth Bader. She was born on March 15, 1933, to Celia Amster Bader and Nathan Bader. Number 2. Ruth's mother instilled in her a passion for learning. It's no surprise that RBG grew up to be an intelligent young woman, as her mother Celia reinforced the importance of education to her. She often brought Ruth on trips to the library from a young age. Number 3. Ruth was a baton twirler and cello player in high school. The courtroom is not the only place where her talent thrives. Number 4. Her mother, Celia Bader, passed away the day before her high school graduation. At the 1993 White House press conference announcing her nomination to the Supreme Court, RBG stated a tribute to her mother by saying, "My mother was the bravest, strongest person I've ever known, who was taken from me much too soon. I pray that I may be all that she would have been, had she lived in an age when women could aspire and achieve, and daughters are cherished as much as sons." Number 5. She graduated first in her class at Cornell University. Number 6. RBG just so happens to be a sorority girl. She was a sister of Alpha Epsilon Phi while enrolled at Cornell University for her undergraduate studies. Number 7. The original reason that Ruth decided to attend law school was not for women's rights work. She stated it was for personal, selfish reasons. "I thought I could do a lawyer's job better than any other. I have no talent in the arts, but I do write fairly well and analyze problems clearly."
I thought it could be a way to make a living, plus to do something that would make conditions in your society a little better.
Number 8. Ginsburg was one of only 9 women at Harvard Law School in 1956. Ruth and her female classmates were asked by the dean why they were occupying seats that would otherwise be filled by men. This scene is portrayed in the movie On the Basis of Sex, which outlines her life story. Number 9. Ginsburg made the Harvard Law Review in 1957. Number 10. Ruth transferred from Harvard to Columbia for her final year of law school. She ended up transferring to be closer to her husband, Martin Ginsburg. Oh, to be law school sweethearts. Number 11. Even though Ruth was first in her class, she struggled to find a job upon graduation. After graduating from Columbia, where she was at the top of her class, RBG's job search began. Even though she proved to have a higher academic status than her male peers, few law firms at that point were opening doors to women, making it difficult to land a position.
Not a law firm in the entire city of New York bid for my employment as a lawyer when I earned my degree.
Number 12. Ginsburg clerked under Judge Palmieri for 2 years. After this, she was offered jobs at some law firms, but always for lesser pay than her male counterparts. Number 13. Bader taught at Rutgers University Law School and then at Columbia University. Number 14. While teaching at Columbia, she became their first female tenured professor. Number 15. Ruth had 2 children with her husband Martin Ginsburg. One daughter was named Jane C. Ginsburg, and one boy named James Stephen Ginsburg. R.B.G's son, James, founded Cedar Records in 1989, and her daughter, Jane, is now part of the faculty at Columbia Law School and even served on the Harvard Law Review, following in her mother's footsteps. Number 16. When Martin Ginsburg, Ruth's husband, contracted testicular cancer, R.B.G. attended Martin's classes to take notes for him while she continued her own law studies. Number 17. Ginsburg joined the faculty of Rutgers Law School in 1963. When she discovered that her salary was lower than that of her male colleagues, she joined an equal pay campaign with other women teaching at the university. They ended up gaining substantial increases in pay. She also experienced gender discrimination while a part of the faculty at Rutgers, even going so far as to hide her pregnancy. Number 18. In 1972, Ginsburg founded the ACLU Women's Rights Project. In this position, she led the fight against gender discrimination and successfully argued 6 landmark cases before the U.S. Supreme Court. Number 19. Ginsburg accepted Jimmy Carter's appointment to the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia in 1980. Number 20. In 1996, Ginsburg wrote the Supreme Court's landmark decision in the United States v. Virginia. It held that the state-supported Virginia Military Institute could not refuse to admit women.
People ask me sometimes, when will there be enough women on the court? And my answer is, when there are 9.
Number 21. Ginsburg was the second woman to serve on the Supreme Court. Before R.B.G. was appointed, there was only one bathroom on site for men. It's crazy to think that that's what it took for a women's bathroom to be built, even with Sandra Day O'Connor there prior. 22. In 1999, Ginsburg won the American Bar Association's Thurgood Marshall Award. The award was given in recognition of her development and advancement of gender equality law. Number 23. On October 5, 2002, Ruth was inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame. Well-deserved, to say the least. Number 24. Ginsburg worked with Obama to sign his very first piece of legislation. This was the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Pay Act of 2009, which bolstered worker protections against pay discrimination. A copy proudly hung in her office. Number 25. In 2013, at 80 years old, R.B.G. had already served 20 years and was the oldest member of the current U.S. Supreme Court. Number 26. When Ruth was 82 years old, she was often asked, even pressed, about when she would retire. Her response was, "When I forget the names of the cases that I once could recite at the drop of a hat, I will know." Number 27. R.B.G. was an icon in the fashion world, too.
We included it as part of our robe, something typical of a woman.
She wore a designated descent necklace from Banana Republic, made of scalloped glass beads, and favored Ferragamo heels and MZ Wallace bags. Number 28. Until the 2018 term, Ginsburg had not missed a day of oral arguments. This even included when she underwent chemotherapy for pancreatic cancer, after surgery for colon cancer, and the day her husband, Martin Ginsburg, passed away.
It's the best and the hardest job that I have ever had. And it has kept me going through 4 cancer bouts.
Number 29. Ginsburg was selected as this year's recipient of the National Constitution Center's Liberty Medal for her efforts to advance liberty and equality for all. Number 30. R.B.G. was into her personal fitness. Up until her passing, Ginsburg worked with a personal trainer in the Supreme Court's exercise room, and for many years could lift more than both Justices Breyer and Kagan. She did 20 push-ups a day, more than I can do at the age of 20. Number 31. R.B.G. was a huge fan of opera. She stated, "When I'm at an opera, I get totally carried away. I don't think about the cases coming up next week or the briefs that I'm in the middle of." She's even starred as an extra in 2 Washington Opera productions, once in a powdered wig and full costume and once as herself. She said that Mozart, Verdi, and Puccini are her 3 favorite opera composers. Number 32. On September 18, 2020, Ruth Bader Ginsburg lost her battle with cancer. She's gone but never forgotten. The world lost an icon, but we will remember her for eternity. Rest in power, R.B.G. We at Hollywood Insider will forever cherish the powerful change and light that Ruth brought to this world. The respect we have for her is boundless. Not only our country, but our entire world is a much better place due to her passion and commitment. What better way to finish this article than with an inspirational quote from the Notorious R.B.G. Fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to joining you. We will continue to highlight her wholehearted dedication to expanding women's rights and continue fighting for change to pay tribute and make her proud.
In my lifetime, I expect to see 3, 4, perhaps even more women on the High Court bench, women not shaped from the same mold, but of different complexions.